I'm going to say this about the NBA playoffs. Now, 2 weeks ago when I was doing this show and I told Branson I was not excited about the first round. The only thing I was looking forward to were the Lakers and the Grizzlies first round, and that was it. And I'll admit, and I'm glad to admit, I was wrong. There were only like 2 series we didn't give a shit about, and one of them involved your team, Budha, with the New Jersey Nets. That's playing the
that's fine.
Yeah, it was bad, but hey, your team is further than my team. At least your team is in the playoffs. Our team,
we shouldn't even win, but it's all good.
You shouldn't have, but you got in there, and that's more than what my Wizards got.
And I'm not even mad we win because I know they wanted them extra check. So big ups to my Nets.
Mm-hmm. If the playoffs were dating, the Wizards would be in the friend zone right now, the way we feeling. But at least the Nets were there, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, I guess.
Now tonight, there was only one game for the playoffs, and it's the one game I don't personally give a shit about, and that is the Boston-Atlanta game. And it's weird because you watch it knowing no matter what happens, Boston is going to win. Trae Young can have the game of his life, and it's still the Atlanta Hawks, and they're still going to lose. And I'm still checking the score right now to see if the game is going on. And it is the only game. Let me see.
Last time I remember it was tied up.
Okay, Boston is up at 124 to 116 with 1:31 left. So, yeah, it's game, and the Celtics lead the series 3-2. So it looks like they're probably going to win it with 4-2 and 6. So that's kind of what I expected. Now, the one I did not expect was my Milwaukee and Miami. Now, that was a series.
Well, that's once Giannis got hurt. That was a whole different ball game.
And no, Jimmy Butler was Jordan-esque in 2 games. A legend in 2 games, but he's not Pee Wee Kirkland. And, that game was awesome. He got off, him and Bam. They're going to be playing the Knicks. The Knicks series was shit.
Shout out to Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, shout out to Bam Adebayo. He looks like a warped version of Dwight Howard. It's it's like somebody put Dwight Howard in the sun too long.
They're just strong, man. Like they
and melted. He melted and got warped like a vinyl record, and then he turned into Bam Adebayo.
They strong.
Yeah.
Boy, strong.
But that Cleveland-New York series was terrible basketball. I know the Knicks fans don't care. They're just happy to see the Knicks. They don't get
everything. They're in the playoffs. They advance.
And see, they're playing against Miami, and it's weird because now that Miami beat the Bucks, I don't know how far they could go. I could see them possibly carrying it to the conference finals. I could see them with the momentum they're carrying. I could see them winning the East, and I know I'm speaking.
It's playoff basketball. You know, it's wide. Anything can happen. It's wide open.
But yeah, so Philly and I'm pretty sure Boston are going to be meeting in the East in the second round. That Philly was the only sweep in the East. I did not know that. So Philly and Boston. I don't know who's going to win. I would love to say on paper Philly's going to do it, but Philly has Doc Rivers as a coach, and it's just something about
Doc Rivers.
I'm Doc Rivers.
Don't you be talking about Doc Rivers like that.
I need to drink anytime I do that. I'm Doc Rivers. You got to get the ball in. You got to choke in the fourth, James. You got to choke.
I'm not rooting for the Sixers. I can't, man. They got James Harden.
It's your brother's team.
I'm not even mad at that. Like, I'm a Joel Embiid fan, though. You remember he's rock chalk all day.
Yeah.
But while you got James Harden, I can't root for them, yo. I can't.
I'm not a James Harden fan. I'm not a fan of his game, all that jumping on people and doing all that slick shit. I'm not a fan of that at all.
That style of, even when he was in Brooklyn, it was like,
Yeah, I've never been like a huge. Ever since he left Houston, even at Houston, I wasn't a fan of his game. I just didn't like his defense, and I didn't like all that little jumping and the jumping into people and stuff. The flopping, and it was just too excessive. He's doing too much. He needs to sit down.
That's a game that they tried to change and they didn't, or they're trying to change it back. So that's a good thing, yo, because that's just terrible.
Okay, but more importantly, we got to focus on the West Coast. Now, again, the Lakers Grizzlies series. I think the Lakers are going to end that tomorrow.
They might.
Yeah,
I'm not holding my breath because you don't know which Memphis is going to show up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like you just.
But also, LeBron was tired that yesterday when they played. He was out of steam.
What you expect?
I mean, yeah, he's old, so I mean, I'm not like disappointed or anything. It is what it is. But he was playing. You could tell he played tired. Now, Phoenix and the Clippers.
That'll be interesting.
No. That already happened. And Phoenix sweep. Oh, gentleman sweep.
Oh, that was a gentleman sweep.
Yeah.
Now, who do they play next? Oh, they're waiting to see who they play next.
No, they play Denver. Denver and Minnesota. Remember, Denver won last night.
Yeah, they did.
And your boy Anthony Edwards caught a third. What was it? A third-degree assault charge for
that. Yeah, man, that is so. That's just trash, man.
It's super trash. So basically,
that shit is so terrible.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves
stuck her foot out.
Caught. Yeah, he caught a third-degree assault charge last night after the game. Denver beat Minnesota. On the way back to the locker room after the game was over, Anthony Edwards was frustrated and angry. He picked up a chair and it looked like he was about to throw it in frustration, but then he put it down. And I guess when he was in the process of putting it down, it tapped a woman on the back of her head and hit another woman on her foot. And that was enough to garner third-degree assault charges against Anthony Edwards, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are investigating the alleged incident. So I saw it on video. It's pure bullshit. It's a money grab. Sure. Sometimes, not saying what he did was right, but I understand in the heat of the moment that frustration.
He was just frustrated.
Yeah. So it was bullshit, but, I forgive Anthony Edwards because he's got to play next to that old soft-ass cat. Cat is like Steph Curry in a 7-footer's body. He doesn't want to be a big man. He wants to step at the three-point line and be Klay Thompson. So that's why I don't think Minnesota's going to have a lot of great future until they get rid of him or trade him for somebody more relevant.
That's what that's what the game is turning into, though, man. Nobody wants to, as they say, we go down there and bang it out in the paint anymore.
Exactly. Everybody wants to be finesse. Okay, besides that, I really enjoyed the Golden State-Sacramento series. They've been going back and forth. I could easily see that going to 7 games. But ultimately, I do see Golden State winning that.
Who got hurt? Did somebody was Malik hurt, or did he come right back?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I didn't watch the whole thing last night. Now, I am rooting for the Lakers to beat the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies. I just think they are just too cocky and arrogant for a group that hasn't done a damn thing. And I was with them up until before the playoffs started when they said, we want LeBron and the Lakers, and they was talking cash shit. And that's when I said, okay, I can't roll with y'all doing that.
I mean,
and I'm not even a huge LeBron fan, but I'm just like, I
am a LeBron fan, but at the same time, I'm just like,
that's too much.
They got to show up and prove. Yeah, they still got to show and prove. But if you can pull this off, that's when you should be talking. But you shouldn't be talking anyway because you've done nothing. Mm-hmm. You've done nothing.
Yeah. So I was a little bit disappointed in the way they were talking in regards to LeBron and them. So I'm kind of rooting against the Grizzlies. I wouldn't be mad if somehow the Grizzlies win.
I think you're just rooting against Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan Bussy Brooks. It's not that I have a problem with. It's just, bruh, you got a whole ass nigga at home in a dress.
Hey man, he likes what he likes.
I mean, and to each his own. That's the reason D Wade can't stay in Florida.
Like I said, you remember NMK.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely not my kink. So yeah, hey, if that should get down, that should get down. But I mean, I don't hate Dylan Brooks. I just think it's the same thing. He talks too much shit and ain't backing it up.
He hasn't done anything to be talking.
And then he gonna slap LeBron in the nuts after talking all that shit. I don't like that. I don't like the way he plays.
When did this start, yo? Like, when did all this nut slap start on the dribble?
I think it was James Harden. I think James Harden started every nasty flop and dirty, cheap trick and move since John Stockton and Chris Paul. But that's just I'm waiting on the semifinals. I'm curious to see who's going to win in Denver, Phoenix, because I see flaws in both teams, and I can see it going either way.
Denver's going to be ball. Don't sleep on Jamal Murray.
I know Jamal Murray's doing it, but
do not sleep on Jamal.
There's KD and Devin Booker and KD.
Joker, but don't sleep on Jamal.
Devin Booker and KD, and then you got Ayton as a center who is iffy at times. But you know,
Joker's going to work that boy.
Yeah, yeah. Joker's the better player.
Joker's going to work that boy.
Joker's the better player, but I mean, I didn't watch any Denver Minnesota games this series. I didn't care about that series at all. I figured Denver. I was surprised Minnesota got one anyway, but
I did want to see some Anthony Edwards dunks though.
So I'm pretty sure that.
Is that where? Didn't he steal one of his teammates?
Who?
Rudy Gobert. Didn't he punch one of his teammates? Was that during the playoffs?
Yeah. That was Minnesota, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what
that was wasn't it Kyle Anderson?
Oh, he's soft too though.
Yeah, and Kyle Anderson didn't he go to the Chinese Basketball Association after that? I don't know. Hey, but so the winner of Sacramento and Golden State is going to see the winner of Memphis and LA. So right now I'm thinking it's going to be Golden State and LA. So Warriors versus Lakers, and I think the Warriors are going to whoop their ass.
I think I'm just under the elk of. I guess I'm just ready to see somebody new.
Yeah. Hey,
that's just me. I think. Though.
Well, if the Kings do it, then it'll be the Kings and the Lakers, which is to me a much more exciting series. But I just don't know. I don't know about the Lakers. The Lakers are a big what if because
that's my point.
Yeah,
it gets hurt every
because they are a championship team when they are on point. But it's just if they show up to play or not, and if AD don't shatter like fucking.
That's both of them though.
Yeah.
Which version are you going to get?
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how that is. Now, New York and Miami is going to be. I hope that's going to be like the old days, like them PJ,
and
Alonzo Mourning, Allen Houston. Who else was on that team? There was Allen Houston. There was
Chris Childs.
Wasn't Larry Johnson?
Yeah, LJ.
Yeah, LJ. Chris Childs stealing off on Kobe. So I hope it goes back to those days. PJ Brown.
Glenn Rice?
Yeah, Glenn. No, the Heat didn't have Glenn Rice then.
Or was that Brian Shaw they had then?
No, the Heat had Glenn Rice, but I think he was in the Hornets when that.
Who was their shooter then? Or was it Steve Smith?
Steve Smith was on the Heat, but he also played for the Hawks.
Jesus Christ,
so now I can tell you that Heat team had Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, P.J. Brown. I forgot who was the shooting guard. Wasn't it Vashawn Leonard? Yeah, Vashawn Leonard, and I forgot who
Vashawn Leonard or some shit.
Yeah, and I forgot who the small forward was. I can't remember who was on that team, but New York had Allen Houston because I remember that. I don't know if Patrick he was a part of that series, but. Later on, he had already retired. Anthony Mason. I remember Charles Smith.
Was Charles Oakley still there, too?
Oak might have been there, or he might have gone to Toronto by then. I'm trying to think about who else was on those teams. What? Starks had already been gone. Damn, I don't want to have to Google this because I should be a big enough basketball fan to know who was on that Knicks team. Wasn't Derek Harper?
I just hate showing my age right now because I'm throwing out names.
I don't care.
They used to play for them. Nah, not during that. Not that. Like shit.
Well, anyway,
I guess that's why I could never be an actual analyst.
Yep.
Nah, Budha, that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah. Now the Philly-Boston, I think Philly's ultimately going to win, unless Tatum is in. No, Jaylen Brown is the X factor.
Philly wins as if Joel Embiid is not hurt.
Yeah.
Personally,
but Embiid
falls on Joel.
Yeah. I mean, he's been solid this year. He hasn't been that injured, other than his normal shit. But ultimately, it's an exciting NBA playoffs. The ratings actually reflect it. They said the ratings have been tremendous. this NBA playoffs. So I'm not alone in thinking that. Yay. Okay.